Have you been curious about the online survey sites you see and wonder, are they legitimate? Do they pay? What's the deal? So, I'm here to say that I have been using 5 different survey sites for a few years now, and I still use them every week, or at least every month. And they are legitimate, they pay, and I think it's kind of fun. So, let's get started. I'm going to show you 5 different places that you might be able to earn money too. The first survey site I'm going to talk about, and I'm doing these in alphabetical order. So it's not really a preference thing, but I will tell you what I think of them as I go. The first one is InboxDollars. Inbox, one word, dollars.com. And I will, put a listing up at the end of each of the names of these survey sites. So InboxDollars is probably the one I make the least money on, but I just kind of like doing the stuff. It's not hard. It's totally brainless. There's no thinking involved whatsoever, if you ask me. They have a variety of things you can do to earn money, like take surveys. I never take any of their surveys. I just don't like the format of it, I guess. It's fine, probably. I just don't do that. They also allow you to earn some money, very, very small amounts. I mean, it's tiny, pennies over a good chunk of time to play some games. I do that sometimes because I like playing games. And it's like a bar goes across the screen whenever you progress and have played a game. It moves a little bitty bit. And then you get to the end and you have a scratch off little ticket and you win 2 or 3 cents. It's really kind of ridiculous, but I like playing the games. So it's not like I sit there and play games all day to do that at all, but I play a few. And another way I earn a little bit of money there is by scanning receipts, like from the grocery store or Walmart or the post office. Not every store, but many stores. You just take a picture of it, you upload it. It's called Magic Receipts. And so there are other ways, I imagine, that you can earn money on InboxDollars, but those are really the 2 things I do, is play some games and scan receipts. And I've earned a whopping $25. Not a lot at all, but I don't care. It's kind of fun. And I've redeemed them for Amazon gift cards. And they give you a code, and then you put the code in when you order something on Amazon, and it deducts that amount from your order so that, you save some money. And that's InboxDollars. Okay, our next survey site that I've been using for several years, and actually for a long time, I just kind of got back into it last year or so, is Pinecone Research. This is a very stable, reliable, kind of boring market research type company that people use to do surveys about. The people who actually fund the surveys and want us to do the surveys are marketing companies, different products that are coming to market, just a variety of services. It's more the same type of things, like how do you like this product? What do you like? What do you not like? Do you think the price is a good price? Is it too high? How does it compare with other things? So they're all sort of the same. They do offer some product testing where they send you an item in the mail and then you review it. I think I've only done one of those, and it was a long time ago. But, I got a free product and got money for doing the survey. Pinecone Research screens everybody at first. When you sign up and you're approved, then when they send you a notification, they send an email. And when you go to the survey to take it, there are screening questions to start with. That's not the survey, it's a screening to see if you qualify. And, just be honest, because that's what they want. They want a certain demographic, and they don't want you to lie, and you wouldn't know what they're looking for anyway. So just be honest, and if you qualify, great. If not, maybe you will on the next one. Pinecone Research pays $3 per survey from my experience. And it's not much, but they're very easy to do. They don't take too long, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know for sure. But I'm not doing this to get rich. I don't think anybody gets rich doing these kind of surveys. But the way I figure it is, what else am I doing? Not much. I can squeeze out 10 or 15 minutes or 20, whatever it takes. And then I just let the money accumulate. And yesterday, when I went to research Pinecone Research to tell you about it, I realized I had 5,700 points. So I looked to see what I could redeem that for. And they have products like luggage, barbecue tools, just all kinds of stuff. And I didn't really need anything, so I looked and there was an option for a gift card. So I signed up, I redeemed my points to get a $57 gift card. So I think that's pretty good. The 5,700 points were from October of 2024 till now, mid-February 2025. So what is that? 4 months, $57. I'll take it. Like I said, I'm not going to get rich, but it's $57 more than I would have had. So I'm good with that. The next site I'm going to discuss is Prolific. Prolific is probably my favorite. I've done a lot of surveys on Prolific in the last few years, and I've probably made the most money from this site. It's a variety of the people who pay to have their survey or their study. The ones on Prolific are called studies, and they vary. So I love it. It's a huge variety, which I really like. There's education, like, universities doing research. There's mental health type studies. Studies about jobs, like, if this happened on your job, what would you do? There's education, there's AI training, there's marketing and social media. There's just a huge variety. And sometimes it's just one question. Sometimes it's 100 questions. And I kind of like that too. It's always different. So that's Prolific. And how Prolific works is very similar to all the rest. You create an account and write it down. Remember, always write down your username. And if you're using your email as your username, write that down, and the password. And then you have to fill out an extensive list of questions. The questionnaires, there are lots of categories, and it's best if you fill them all out. There is a waiting period for Prolific. They don't just let you come in right away. Sometimes people have to wait a few months. Sometimes I think I got approved in a few days. It really varies. And I don't think it has anything to do with the individual. It's just maybe they have enough people right now and they don't need anybody, so they don't look at the new people who are applying. I'm not sure how it works. But don't take it personally. Just go ahead and apply, get on the list, and you'll probably hear from them. More than likely. If you don't, then nothing lost. So, filling out all the questionnaires is hugely important because they want to know exactly who you are so they can match you with the right studies. And they don't call theirs surveys, they call them studies. So, like I said, it's a big variety. The types of studies, the format is different. Sometimes you have to write something. Sometimes you have to just, I hate it, I love it, and then there's a bunch of dots in between where you fit on that. They don't say hate it or love it, but you know what I mean. And just be honest. with all of these. Just be honest, because they want your honest opinion. And if you don't match what they're looking for, it's wasted money for the people paying for these studies. They want honest opinions by certain people. And we aren't all going to match every survey or study. That isn't going to happen. So just be honest and you'll get the ones that they want you to do. I rarely get screened out of prolific surveys, but sometimes I do. And it's fine. I don't take it personally. It's not you, it's your situation or your, maybe it's your age, or maybe it's, your marital status. They're just looking for certain people and they just want to find those. And if you don't match that, then they don't want your opinion, which is fine. It's great. I do all of my surveys on my laptop. I don't use my cell phone or my tablet. And Prolific has a lot of surveys for desktop or laptop. So I get most of the ones, that show up in my list. I qualify to do them. Every once in a while it'll say, do this survey or this study on a phone. And so I just skip it. I'll just put not interested and move on. And some of the studies have just a few slots available, and it'll tell you how many there are. And so if there's one that pays a lot and there are only 5 slots left, I would grab it. If there's one that pays decent, you think, yeah, that's okay, and there are 400 slots available, I'd still grab it, because there are a lot of people doing these surveys and studies. But I have mine in order from highest paying to lowest. And that way I can scroll through and look at the ones that look interesting and pay the most and work on those first. On Prolific, they pay to PayPal, but there is a $6 threshold. So if you do a 20-cent study and a 10-cent study and then a $3 study, you'd be at $3.30. That's not $6. You have to wait till the study has been approved and put into your approved account. There's an approved and a pending. And the pending ones are the ones that aren't approved yet. And sometimes they, if you went through and just randomly marked stuff, they'd probably know and they'd not approve it. So you have to pay attention and actually give them good information, or just don't bother, because they don't want somebody who's just goofing off. So you have to wait till you have $6, and then you can ask for it to be transferred to your PayPal account. Again, you have to have a PayPal account, and it's easy to set up. I love PayPal. Works great for me. And you can do it at $6, $6.10, $7, anything over $6. And I usually just redeem it once a week. And it just depends. I always have at least $6 every week. I do enough of them that it varies, but you can wait and let it accumulate to $10 or $20 or whatever you want to do is fine. The different surveys, or studies, I should say, on Prolific are either in American dollars or British pounds. And whatever it is goes to your PayPal account, and on there you have to convert it to American dollars. Or if you're in the UK, convert the American dollars to pounds. They have a converter there that you can't really cash out, though, until you've converted the other currency to your currency. The approval process may take, I think they have 48 hours. I'm not sure. They will let you know. If something didn't get approved, you'll get a message and they'll say, please return the study. And you have to go into that, and they give you a link and you click on it and return it for some reason. Like I've had this happen before. I'm doing the study, I'm typing away or whatever, and then I get a phone call and I kind of forget about the study, so I don't finish it in time because they have a time limit, and it's usually plenty of time. But if you get distracted and go in the other room and start cooking or whatever, and the time expires, the study is nothing. You didn't finish it, so you're not going to get paid for it. And sometimes, it's my fault. Sometimes a technical issue happens. I've had that happen, and I just blow it off. It's like, okay, it was slow to load, and I just had to stop. And then you have to return those because you didn't finish it. And these things happen. Try not to get upset about it because, it's like anything in life. Nothing goes perfectly all the time. Here's the reason I guess I like Prolific the best is last year I made $2,700. I think that's pretty good. It was all just in my spare time, but last year was when I was working on little studies for AI testing. And it was one company, and they would put up multiple tasks each day, and you had to get in there because they would disappear within an hour, and there were like 2,000 slots per task, but people were whipping through them because they paid decently. And I made $300 and $400 a month while I was working on those, and that's what the $2,700 reflects. Normally it's not like that. This year I am not making anywhere close to that. I did about $5.50 worth yesterday when I was researching Prolific for this video. And that's about typical. I mean, that's a good day, actually. I don't make that every day. I just do whatever tasks there are. And I wanted to tell you about the prices of what they pay. For like a 2-minute study, you might get 10 cents or 25 cents. It really varies, but it takes literally 2 minutes. So I don't mind. I do some of those because I don't care. For a 10-minute one, these are some of them that I wrote down yesterday when I was researching this. For a 10-minute survey or study, $2.50. They had one for $12. It was 45 minutes. And I have to really be in the mood to sit there for 45 minutes, so I didn't do it. There's just a huge variety. There was one for $4. It was 17 minutes. Again, I didn't do that. I did a couple. One of them was $1.10. I don't know what it was, maybe 9 minutes. It just depends on what I have going and whether I want to sit and work on these. It really varies a lot. And so I would say, join if you want to, see if you get approved, see how long it takes to get approved. And I'd love to hear about that. You could leave a comment in the comments below and let us know, for all of these. Did you get approved? Have you been doing them? Do you like it? Do you like it? Okay, so that's Prolific. Okay, the next one is UserTesting. When I signed up with this company online to do surveys, it was called IntelliZoom. And I think there was another company called UserTesting, and they may have bought IntelliZoom. I'm not sure. But now it's called UserTesting. One word, user, and then testing, capital U, capital T. So let me tell you how this one works. It's the same as all the others, really. You create an account. You answer questions that they ask of you because they need to know who you are, your age, your occupation, your interests, just different things that will help them fit you to the right surveys. On UserTesting, when you look at the list of surveys, once you're approved, and you click on one, there are always screening questions, and it's 2 or 3 questions to see if you fit what they're looking for. And that's pretty typical, but you have to go through those. When you start out on a task, that is not the survey, that's the screening questions. So you have to do those, and then you'll see if you qualify. And they will say, I'm sorry, you don't fit our qualifications, or you do fit our qualifications, one or the other, basically. And it's not those words, those are just my words. Another thing about user testing is that they have a Chrome extension when you're using the Chrome browser, and I think they need you to use that, not Safari or whatever else. If you use the Chrome extension, you'll get the opportunity to do more surveys. I didn't install the Chrome extension for user testing on my computer. I just didn't want to. So if you do that, you'll probably get more surveys. And you must use the right device, either a phone, a mobile phone, cell phone, or a tablet, or a desktop, which I use a laptop and they consider that to be a desktop. It's a computer. So you have to look at the survey before you even click on it. I mean, you click on it and then it brings up some information and it will say which devices to use. You kind of need to look at all the stuff. And I only use my desktop, my laptop, and so I don't do the mobile or tablet ones, which eliminates quite a few on user testing for me. But I don't want to do them on those devices, so I don't. They have several types of surveys. There's a $1 simple survey, but again, for every one of these, you are going to have to do some screening questions first. And that's not the survey, that's a screening question. So you do those. If you're approved, you go through and you answer a few questions for the $1, and then they say thank you. And then the next category is a $5 task-based survey, and it's usually a list of items, and then a list of items on the left side, and then on the right side there are little empty boxes, 4 or 5 of them, and you need to assign headings to the boxes and then move the list of items one at a time into the correct box. And I love doing these. I think it's fun. You have to fill in the heading yourself. You have to come up with the title for it, and I like doing that. I think it's interesting, and it's often healthcare type stuff. So that's what the $5 ones are, and they're pretty simple. And then after you've done that, you go through and answer a few more questions and you're done. It really doesn't take very long for me, maybe 10 minutes each for $5. Yeah, what else am I doing? Nothing. Then they have $8 task related surveys, and I have done these in the past, but I don't remember really what they are, but they're usually a little more time. Each increment of pay usually takes a little bit more time, which makes sense. And then there are interviews, and those are either 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour, 60 minutes. And they pay $30, $45, and $60. And I've done at least one of these, and it was pretty simple. You have to schedule it ahead of time. You go through the screening. If you're approved, then a page comes up for you to, I think they show a calendar for you to choose a day and time, and it's kind of limited because it's when they are available to do it, so you have to pick a slot that is available. And the next day or the 2 days later or whatever, it's pretty quick usually. It's not usually the same day. Someone will contact you. I don't know if it was a Zoom call. I don't remember. It's been a while. But you answer the questions as the person asks them, and then you're done. And it lasts either 30, 45, or 60 minutes. It's, a time commitment, but it pays pretty well, I think. So those are the options for user testing, the different surveys. And how they pay is after you've completed a survey, whether it's $1, $5, $8, or one of the interviews, they send you an email. I think they send an email. I don't remember. They may not send an email, but they do say, thank you. We will record your survey, or whatever it's called. So they let you know you're done. Then they have 14 days to pay you, and they pay direct to PayPal. So you need a PayPal account to do user testing. and they always pay, and I think it's when they pay is when I get an email. I think that's it. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of these lately. I did them quite a bit at first. And what I made last year from UserTesting was $89. Not a lot, but like I said, I didn't do a lot of them. I just didn't even check. The more you check and the more, you try, because you have to get screened for all of these, the more you will make. The fifth and final survey site that I use, and I really like this one, is YouGov, YOUGOV. And this is a very reputable site that polls people on how they feel about things, all kinds of things. A lot of it is political, like they ask you your views on different politicians, different policies, all sorts of things. I love those. I have seen on the news where they say, according to a YouGov survey, blah, blah, blah. And they're very well known and reputable. So they do all of these types of surveys, and I get an email whenever there's a survey available, and I go click on the link, go to YouGov's website, and generally there are a few screening questions, and you go through those, and then I almost always qualify. Every once in a while it says you do not qualify, which is fine. And then you take the survey, and I really like it because it makes you think. It's not just, mindless marketing stuff. It's important stuff to me, and I like that. At the end, they will have usually an entertainment type thing. They'll say, for 200 more points, do you want to do this other survey? It takes about 3 minutes. It's like, sure, I always do those. And you rate celebrities, basically. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are you neutral? And it's easy. A lot of them I've never heard of, so I just say never heard of. And those are kind of fluff to me, and I don't know what the purpose of those are, but I do them because it gets you a little bit more points. So YouGov sends these emails, and then you click on the link if you want to do it. If you don't want to, you don't have to do the survey, but it's just sporadic. It's maybe once every 2 weeks, once a week. I don't know for sure. I don't keep track. But right now in my account, I have 34,000 points, and I could redeem that for like an Amazon gift card or a bank transfer. I could have it sent to my bank account. One of the bank transfers is for 55,000 points, and you would get $50. So it's pretty good. I've earned quite a bit of money with them, maybe $100, I don't know, but it's been a year or two. And so again, none of these are going to make you rich, but if you're not doing anything else anyway, I figure it's a great way to spend half an hour or whatever, and eventually the money adds up and it helps out. I think it's great. I just enjoy doing these surveys, so if it's something you sound like, you might enjoy, give it a try. And let me know in the comments below which ones you've signed up for or that sound good to you. And I hope everybody finds one or two or more that you want to do, or at least now you know what online surveys are all about. I'll see you next time.